Welcome, Field Home Farm Sessions, episode 305, February 27th, 2026. How are you doing? I haven't been on for a long frickin' time, but welcome. Talk about my heavenly dad's birthday today. Chickens left, daughter's hockey, daughter's dance, son went to do a taekwondo. Olympics are done. Pioneer meeting and our Chicken Farmers of Ontario annual meeting is coming up. Talk first about my dad's heavenly birthday. Oh, KJ and Mystery. So if you go back to welcome, I said I haven't been on for a while. KJ, I know you're missing it every day. KJ says, when's your podcast? When's your podcast? I said there's been a lot of shit going on, so I haven't done it. But my dad was born February 27th, 1935, so he would have been 91 today. And Jim Lockie's mom was born the exact same day. So we always joke about them having we said they're going to have a piece of cake together in heaven. Now, if you know what that means, Jimmy's pretty funny too. So if you go back to episode 27, I think I talked about my dad and passing and everything else. And heavenly birthday. Would he have been alive at 91? I don't know. I doubt it. But I mean, if he didn't have an accident, so you don't know with health and whatever. So let's just say heavenly birthday. Chickens are gone. That's why I haven't been on for a while. Chickens went out the other night. It's always a good day. It's like having a big old poopy. It's it's like sorry, Huey Jen. I didn't mean to. Oh, Roscoe, where you been? Have you been South America or Europe or somewhere? Roscoe's a world traveler, so Roscoe's been everywhere. I seen something for Downey's Farm about Easter. I know that's your sister, but I don't know whether you get crazy in Florida. Roscoe, jeepers creepers. Are you close to where you guys and Mystery go down to Florida, or is it a whole different spot, or do you own it, Roscoe? I don't know. I haven't got the info on it yet. If I ever get invited, I will find all that out. So chickens, my chickens left the other night. They started at 2:00, and as you can tell by my voice is a little effed up. The chicken catchers came the other day, and I guess there was a few sick, and I think they took like 9.5 hours to catch the barns, which it usually takes like 6. So they're about 3.5. But what the beauty with 2 barns is when they get the one barn done, they start doing the other barn. I can clean out the other barn, so I don't have to worry about it. Used to be back in the day, you'd be like, oh my gosh, hurry up. But now it's like, I got other stuff to do. So got that done. And they had a bunch of them were sick or something like that. I did not spend that much time with them, but I went in the barn. I had to turn the lights off and whatnot, and they're there. So maybe the shit that they were breathing in the air, I breathed it in. I don't know. So now I got a bit of a cold, but it's all right. It'll get done. I'll get done. And clean out the barn the other day. Fuck me. I got out the skid steer door and I slipped on the bucket and nailed my left hip on something. I don't know, it was a hydraulic, the outer auxiliary hydraulics or the handle or something. Holy crap. So I'm limping around. The kid's like, you all right? I said, no, not really, but I'll be live. So shit happens. If you don't want to get hurt, just stay inside and watch TV, and you just die. I heard some guy on the radio today was on a cruise and he had 35 drinks. He's over 300 pounds. He ended up dying. I'm like, holy crap, 300. Yeah. So if you don't want to live long, do something. Maybe not drink 35 drinks. Roscoe says, visit mom and dad in Orlando. My mom and dad are listening to you and said I have an upstanding podcast with no swearing. Sorry, John and Ruth. I do say the odd shit and the F word once in a while, but I can keep it PG. My mom doesn't listen. That's why I can say the F word once in a while. So my mom does not like swearing at all. Even nowadays, I'm 52 and she does not like me swearing or having a drink. So I've let her down in those respects, but she's got to deal with, once in a while you got to deal with it. So chickens left. That's awesome. Barn's cleaned out. The guy's coming today to bring me some chicken in a box. Like I told you, when my chickens go out, I ordered some chicken, basically like medium chicken wings and medium chicken breasts. and chicken strips, like breast strips. So I'm gonna do a new health kick and put put these breast strips on the barbecue, cook them, and have them for a snack instead of all this processed shit I've been eating lately. So, well, how are you? I don't know who you are, but you're a super fan already, and I can hardly even say your name. But welcome, KJ. You went off and on. What happened? London Farm Show's coming next week. I'll see you there, KJ, on Thursday. That should be awesome. I've never been before. I think it's similar to the International Farm Show in. It used to be at the International Center, but we'll see. My daughter's hockey, one of the biggest things, my daughter's hockey, they played their first playoff round. And the only reason because it's big, I'll warm you up to that. So she had her first playoff round. She's U13, double B for Barrie Sharks. They played the Collingwood, I don't know what the hell the Collingwood name is, but anyways, Collingwood hockey team. And they tied the first game. I think it was 1-1 or 0-0. I forget. They tied anyways. Second game, our kids won 2-0. So the third game, they had to win. So it's the first team to 4 points. And I'll tell you the funny story in a second. But first team to 4 points. So 2 nights ago, they played the hockey game. And if it wouldn't be like they the other team scored and they won. So they won in regulation, which means the series was tied. So all the parents and mothers at home and dads at home were asking what's the score. It says, well, we lost. And then, okay. And they're like, they didn't know what happened. So anyways, the way they work it is they give an extra period. So here, hold on. Unedited Roscoe and John and Ruth. So instead of having a fourth game, they have an extra period in that game. And it's 10 minutes no matter what. They got 10 minutes. It's not like an overtime where you score, the game's over. You score and the other team has a chance to score. And then if it's still tied, you go into a shootout. I know it's kind of confusing, but anyways, we scored a goal, which was their goalie played awesome. They had an awesome goalie. We had lots of chances and we didn't score. But in the extra, here, hold on, edit it. Excuse me, that's my cold coming through. So in the extra period, we scored a goal. The next thing you know, we get a penalty. And it was kind of one of those chintzy penalties. It wasn't really you could have let it go. It's overtime. But anyways, we got a penalty, which was friggin' shit. So there was 2 minutes and 31 seconds left. We're killing off the penalty. And next thing you know, they pull their goalie. And it was a 4-on-4 overtime. I know it's a long-winded, but anyways, you got lots of time. They're down. Ruth and John are down in Florida and Roscoe, just having a great old time, just listening away, having a coffee in the morning. So they have it was 4-on-4, so they pull the goalie, and then they're supposed to have a 5-on-4. Well, next thing you know, they had 6, so it was 6-on-4. So ref calls them for too many men on the ice, and they got a penalty, which screwed them up, which was awesome for us. Next thing you know, we win the game. Everybody's going crazy. I was nervous as hell, going crazy. So my daughter's team goes on to the second round. So then one of the funniest things that happened is there's a parent's WhatsApp on your phone. So everybody talks and mothers get crazy and they start talking. It's a soap opera sometimes. So someone said, my wife says, what happened? And I said, well, we lost and then we fucking won. And that's what I said so I put that on the WhatsApp, and all the parents were friggin' laughing like hell because they didn't, and a bunch of parents didn't know what we meant. It says we lost and then we fucking won. Sorry, John and Ruth, for my language. I'm sure you heard it before with your kids, but Mystery, what are you doing? Why didn't they invite you down to Florida? Where? Never mind. I'll get into it long ago. Anyways, so. F-bomb alert, Mystery says. It's an F-bomb alert already. It's just a word. It's just a word. So my dad, so they won that. They're going to the second round. They probably play Aurelia again, which is it's like a repeat. We play them in tournaments, we play them in playoffs, and then they have provincial play downs, which is another thing, and then they play the best team from the province, and it's just weird, the provincial play downs. It's weird. It's just like a consolation to maybe your playoffs if you don't make it. But we're playing the same two teams, the same 3 teams, Collingwood and their favorite son, Greg, doesn't swear. Yeah, I've never heard Roscoe swear. I probably haven't heard you that much. Emmett's on. Oh, Emmett, what are you doing today? You pulling titties? Go listen to that if you're online, Emmett. listen to that Doing It Wrong Derry guy. He's pretty interesting. He talks a lot, and he's big down in the States. Everybody needs a new something to listen to and something that's new. I remember there's a Millennial Farmer. Everybody loves him. There's just Doing It Wrong Derry. There's Barn Talk. There's the Field Home Farm Sessions, and not gonna go in video mystery for you, but I'll stay like this. I don't even see Roscoe on there. Oh, you got boosted down. I'm gonna try to say this name. I don't want to screw it up. Nicolas Cavarabu. There you go. Sorry, I can't read that name, but thank you for listening. Um, so after my daughter's hockey and Collingwood that night that we lost before the big win, I went to go to my daughter's hockey went to go to my daughter's dance. So as I've said in the past, I don't love the dance part of it. I love watching my daughter dance. That's awesome. She enjoys herself. She has fun. She's good at it. I don't like watching other kids dance. If I don't know you, I don't want to see it. It just doesn't turn me on. But awesome dance. My daughter still has her cast on. There's 3 girls in the dance studio that had broken arms or broken wrists, which is kind of freaky. But maybe it's slippery floor. They got to fix it. So she did a tap, and my daughter said, "Well, what do you think of my dance?" It was awesome. I said it was tap. So she had a solo. But I said the one thing they should do is put microphones on the stage so you can hear the tapping, because it was hard to hear. They had the music so loud, it was hard to hear the tap dancing. You know how it goes. But it was great. I think that was that was like mid season show, so that I maybe not, I don't know, touch wood. Hopefully, I don't have to go. We'll see if I have to go again. We'll see. I've seen it. Come on, it's good. My son took his first Taekwondo class, and I said my other daughter took one, so I'm very happy. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I am a black stripe in Taekwondo. Now someone says, "Ooh," and I said, "Well, when I start thinking back, it was 26 years ago. I think was my last Taekwondo class. So even though I took it, I'm pretty sure I can't kick that. Well, I know I can't kick that high anymore. And yeah, it's unless you keep up with it. I don't know. I guess I can remember some stuff, but I don't plan on getting a fight anytime soon. So we'll see what happens. But my son took it. He's a very nice, sweet boy, and I think any self defense for any kid is pretty good, because if you're too nice, you get picked on and bullied, and hopefully that doesn't happen. And if you have self defense, well, then you can defend yourself against bullies or something like that. So oh yeah, I just keep going back to the Florida. That is right, Mystery Kramer with the kids. I was a kid back then. It was funny because I was taking Taekwondo and it was in Woodbridge. Oh, so Woodbridge with all the Italians, and my instructor was an Italian, Mr. Cariotti, and it was all Italian, basically all Italian kids. Well, you know how short Italians are; they're like Mystery, and so when the teacher wanted to give an example of something that he'd hit or somebody to defend, he'd always pick me, the big guy, and literally use me as a dummy and pick on me. But I was the one getting picked on. Mystery, they were short. So that's it. So yeah, the Olympics are done. I didn't even look. I was gonna check the score last night. What happened to your shitty Leafs there last night, Mystery? Hold on, you got to go on. NHL scores. Let's see what happened. Oh, my Sharks lost. What the hell? Why would they lose? Celebrini, maybe Celebrini's not 100% from the game the other night, but who knows? Or from the Olympics. Oilers won 8-1. Holy crap! That's quite the score. The Blues beat the Kraken. I get to go see the Kraken when they play. Oh, Mystery. The Leafs lost 5-1. Holy crap. They were really doing nothing. What happened to you? They had Matthew Tkachuk against Matthews, and Tkachuk won. What the hell? Why did they lose that bad? What's wrong with them? It's funny when you go online and you go on Facebook, and all these Leaf, quote-unquote Leaf fans, or I call them Leaf idiots, they know exactly how to fix the Leafs. Meanwhile, they've been trying to fix them the last 60 years, Mystery. They still can't fix them, so they are shit. Here, Mystery, they can talk about everybody else. What do you think they should do? Now, as an outsider and a non-Leafs fan, Really, what they should do is trade some people and get some draft picks. Someone said they don't have a first round draft pick in the next 2 years. That doesn't sound like a very good plan for building a team. If you don't have, if you're shit right now and you don't have first round draft picks for the next 2 years, how is that going to how's that going to help your team? So who knows? Every Leafs fan, excuse me. Oh, here's mystery. Riley and Nylander should go. Yeah, and you got rid of Matthews last year, or Marner last year. What happened now? You got Matt. Why wouldn't you trade Matthews for and get some draft picks? Like gets a couple first round draft picks. Trade him and whatever. That's what I would do. But who knows? My Sharks are on the up. They're upcoming and they're going to be good. Celebrini, bunch of those guys. Leaves are shit. I'm gonna go see. Marner chose to. Well, no shit, because the fans are like pestering him at his home or something, like threatening him, and because he didn't do good in the playoffs. And I said I wouldn't want to live there either. I wouldn't want to live in Toronto. People are bugging me, but Olympics are done again. Went to. I'll tie that in with my Pioneer meeting. Yes. He did score. He did score one of the 3-on-3 goals for Team Canada. So it's amazing how the Leafs fans are cheering. So you're cheering for Team Canada. You get Marner, the old Leaf, that scores in the 3-on-3, and then you're not cheering for the U.S. and they have Matthews on their team, and then they beat Canada. So whatever. See, that's how screwed up Leaf fans are. Sorry, mystery. So I went to a Pioneer meeting. We always have a spring Pioneer meeting, winter spring Pioneer meeting. King Michelle, they have it at Nottawasaga Inn. And I said to King Dan, who's her husband, I said, I hate fucking meetings. The only reason I hate meetings is because I go to too many now. Not too many, but I go to a lot now with the chicken board, and I don't need extra meetings. So there's always this guy, Steve Kell, and he's a very he's intelligent as hell. I've heard him talk probably 20, 30 times. He always tells you what's happened, what might happen from the history of information that's already happened. He says this is what could happen. One good thing he does say is book your crops now, like book your beans, wheat, and corn. Those crops now. If you book half your crops right now, this is the highest they'll ever be. If you wait till you harvest, then that's the lowest, and then they start to go back up. But then you're paying for storage. So book your crops right now. Book some. I think beans are over $14.30. Corn is it's relatively okay, and wheat isn't too bad right now. So book some. And then he's talking about markets to China and markets here and markets there, but I don't know. So the Pioneer meeting we did, there was a girl, Mary Jane, who knows my old flame Barb Muir. She doesn't listen to the show anyways, but so we're talking. She goes, "Oh, I love the Olympics. They're so good and blah blah blah, and they train so long." And I just kept my mouth shut because I said, "Okay." They train for 4 years. Like who watched? If there was a speed skating event on, and like say that there wasn't Olympics, and say in a month or two there's a speed skating event on, would you watch it? Like probably not. But they're okay in the Olympics because it's once every 4 years. It's special. Same as swimming. Would you watch swimming? No. How many people watch a 100-meter run? No. So that's she liked it, and that's great for her. I think one of her sons or daughters ski too. So and Pioneer Phil was upset he couldn't come to the Pioneer meeting. So we're at this meeting. Mystery, do you remember a girl named Kate Roberts? She was friends with Kelly Bruder. So her name is Kate Mercer. So she comes in and sits down. I said, that girl looks friggin' familiar. I'm sitting there. I said, she looks familiar. And my brain's not as quick as it used to be, but I knew her. So I'm thinking. I text Phil. I said, who's this Kate Mercer? He goes, well, she's from Guelph, and I don't know, he's talking about stuff. How old she is. I think she's in her 40s. I know she's in her 40s. And then I put it together. I said, Kate Roberts is Kelly. I said, oh, okay. So, okay, I knew who she was, but it's like, I didn't know she worked for Pioneer. But anyways, long story short, I haven't seen her for like 25 years, but it's all good. Chicken Farmers of Ontario annual general meeting is coming up. We had an online meeting the other day. Getting ready, I had to sit in on the rehearsal, which is weird because I didn't have any. I'm not speaking at the meeting. It's our chair, it's our first vice, and our second vice are doing all the talking, and our CEO. So you got 4 people running the running the show, and then our CFC rep, Tim Clownmaker and Rick Capteen, are also talking. So you got 6 of our board members talking, and the other 3, like myself, are not doing any talking, which is fine. Emmett, are you just liking the show? And that is on Tuesday. Monday night, we go for a reception. My wife is coming, she said. So we have it's like a little food band. You have a setup. You talk to people. I think Dougie Ford's coming to the meeting too. He's going to tell us how much he loved. John and Ruth enjoyed the podcast. Well, thanks, John and Ruth. It's not done yet. Come on. Or you should say John and Ruth are enjoying the podcast. Sorry about the swearing, John and Ruth. I can't change it. It's just the way it is. You got to drop the odd fucking shit once in a while. It just happens. As my grade 8 public school teacher passed on, Russell, I forget his last name. We were playing soccer one time, and I kicked the ball, and I missed the net, and I said, shit. And he says, Brian, that's barn talk. And I said, yes, sir. Plumber Scott entered the studio. Plumber Scott, are you going to the beer store and buying like 4 cases of beer, seeing that it's almost the end of February after tomorrow? Like on Sunday, you're going to rip up the town? Be like that guy in the cruise ship and have like 30 beers in one day. There was just crazy amount of people listening. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I haven't done it for a while. Hubie Jen is back in town. Hubie Jen was down in Costa Rica for a while. Hopefully she's going to the annual meeting. She doesn't always show up to every event because she's a very dedicated chicken farmer. And if there's something going on and her husband EV can't do it, then she's their backup. So hopefully Hubie Jen's dad, Ed, and Hubie Jen are at the chicken meeting. I did send out a text, which has pissed me off because I sent out a text to my DCRs yesterday, and I said, hope to see you at the chicken meeting. Told them a couple things what's going on. I said, Doug Ford's going to be there. A couple politicians. Should be a good networking event. I never heard nothing back, so it's kind of shitty that way, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. CFO. So it's a big celebration of all the events we've done for the year. Tell you what's happening. Kind of a mingle. It's just a celebration of what you've done for the year. That's what all the annual meetings are. It's nothing. There's not a crap load of business that gets done there. Well, there's lots of stuff behind the scenes, but basically you're just telling the financials, what's going on, and then we have a speak. I'm not going to get to the reason I'm kind of fibbling and flobbling because I don't want to get too negative. There's a couple things in the annual meeting that I'm not 100% agreeing on, but as a board member, you have to agree on it. So I definitely agree with it. Let's put it that way. Plumber Scott, let's have a beer on Sunday, seeing that you can drink again after that. And thank you for listening today. You have to go back and listen, Plumber Scott. Thanks for listening, Ruth and Johnny. Are you do you go down there and play shuffleboard? Because when I was down there when I was like 12 years old, that was like the highlight of my the trip we went to Florida, was playing shuffleboard with all the oldies at the resorts. But thank you for listening. You are missing a great winter this year. Greg goes for the buffets. Yeah, I'm trying to lose a little bit of a buffet myself, but is it just you down there? Did you take Melissa? 10 beers. Scott, how does that equate to if you go a dry February and yet you drink twice as much in March? What's the point of going a dry February? I don't get it. Is there a point to that? You have to let me know. Oh, Melissa, how are you? How are things? How are things down in Florida? How is the weather down in Florida right now? I would go on a cruise right now if I was down in Florida, but unfortunately or fortunately, I had kids, and they have hockey, and they have dance, and they have taekwondo, and they have everything else going on. So that is the life you guys used to live, and now you're down in Florida partying. So, or just relaxing. Early 20s, it's nice. Do you go on a cruise once in a while? Because cruises are very lovely too. But thank you. I said the thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Got my chicken coming today. Hockey tonight. Hockey this weekend. Like I said, the chicken AGM is coming up, so that should be interesting. Have a couple other things. Gotta do a bunch of stuff. But thanks for listening today. I will have a podcast sooner than later. I know it's a long time between podcasts, but We will talk. Emmett, you just quick. You just keep clicking the like the show, like the show. I don't think I get any more money. I don't get any money, but I don't think I get any more if you listen longer. But thanks for listening, Ruth, John, Melissa, Roscoe, Mystery, KJ, and I were going back and forth with the jokes. What do you call two lesbian dinosaurs? Like a lot of puss. Anyways, talk to you later. Sorry about that, all my PG listeners, but